Fix on Me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Fix on Me podcast. Let me take this on my phone. Sorry, I got a guest with me today, and his name is Brian Freeman.
What's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
Chill.
Me and Brian have developed a great relationship especially over the past, we'll say 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, we've gone a good bond.
I say closer than last year.
Yeah. Our bond has definitely been stronger. We've been having really good conversations. And we've been very vulnerable with each other. So that's why I decided to bring him on this episode, just to talk about what real masculinity looks like. Switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that. The
discussion we were having.
I like that.
Just because I feel like I want to give more of a positive light on how it looks for men, particularly in black men, and also how it's important for a black man to accept being vulnerable, or being able to be vulnerable.
Exactly
how that can look for them. So yeah, man, what's some insight that you might have for the viewers that might be watching this? Yeah,
I got a lot of insight on actual masculinity.
Yeah,
like really what masculinity is. I think masculinity looks like this.
Yeah.
The ability to sit down and talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think for so long, right now there's this thing, it's been for a while, where people have been saying that men are not emotionally intelligent, or men are not vulnerable, and men are not, it's like, no, the men are not emotionally intelligent or vulnerable.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's your perception of those men.
Well, that you mentioned that, because I actually saw a video. I think it was on, I forgot what social media platform it was, where they were talking about, there was a guy talking to like a different group of women together. There was other men in the group. It was like a podcast type of style. And in the convo, he was saying, you guys are always he was talking about women. He was like, y'all always talking about how y'all deal with certain men, or that are no good, know this, bad.
It's the type of guy you like. That's who you like.
And he was like, but y'all never really know or have even came across dealing with a good man. So y'all can't even shed light.
You know why?
Dealing with a good man.
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Oftentimes a good man doesn't come in a wrapper that those people like.
Yeah.
That's
true.
like if I was to talk about, that's like, back I used to be in the club world, right? Mm-hmm. So if my common conversation about women were, women, they out here cheating, they out here this, they out here, they just go digging and all this stuff. Well, my environment would have shaped that opinion.
Right.
Well, if you're in the wrong environments that are not conducive to healthy masculinity, or if you're in environments or if you like I won't describe the person. You know what the description of that person might be. If you like a particular type of male, right, and he looks a certain way and expresses a certain way, why would you expect him to be the opposite of that?
When you get with the person,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Like a lot of times it's like that's like I had a friend. What she was looking for was a corporate thug. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I do know a couple of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's rare. That's a rarity.
Yeah.
It's rare that you're gonna meet a person who has these components and they all come together.
A corporate thug. That's the first time I'm hearing this term.
Well, CTE is corporate thugging entertainment.
Okay.
But yeah. But anyway, we hip hop dudes. You know what I mean? But think about where that image came from. That image came from television.
Yeah.
She's her desire for a man, or for what she was attracted by, came from watching certain images on television.
Yeah.
And that's what she desired.
That makes sense.
Now, I've
Yeah,
met
that's
women
true.
with the completely opposite, that actually have healthy desires, you
Yeah.
know, like, and, you know, right. And they choose men that are healthier guys,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. No, that's true.
But I'll put it to you like this. What does Einstein say? Stupidity is when you, I think, is it stupidity? Stupidity is when you continue doing the same thing, expecting different results. So if you start noticing that package of man, I won't describe that man, but that package of man, the last 8 guys that you dated, that was that package of man, happened to have been toxic, and for a reason.
Yeah.
You might want to switch up your approach. You might want to date a different type of guy. And now your conversation about masculinity will probably change.
Yeah. Because I think we had a prior discussion where you were saying how toxic masculinity is like man-made.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the word is. Similar to what you were saying.
This is what I was saying. Masculinity and toxicity can't come together.
Let's break it down. Tell them, brother. Because that's the conversation we had last
To be
time.
masculine is to provide, protect,
Yeah.
and even cover,
Yeah.
right? Whether that's spiritually, emotionally, financially, all of the things that men are supposed to do, right? You can't be that and toxic at the same time. It's impossible. Can't. Any male that is toxic is not masculine. He's not masculine, period. He's not.
So, if I'm hearing correctly, I forgot the guy's name. There's this guy who used to be like I can't remember his name. He's not African American, but he used to be a boxer.
Yeah.
I think you might know who I'm talking about. He does a podcast himself. And they consider him,
Joe Rogan?
No, not Joe Rogan, but he would be a good one though, because they sometimes consider him to be toxic, but he's really not.
No.
I don't feel like he's not.
He's a realist.
He's a realist, and he's
In a world where everything is based on everything is you know how they say truth is relative.
Yeah.
In a world of relative truth, when you say things like what I just said, right? You can't be masculine and toxic at the same thing.
No, that's true.
That's an extreme. That's truth. That's not being relative.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not trying to be relational when I say that. You know, I'm not saying, you know, based on how you feel or think.
Right.
You're right. What masculinity is.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying masculinity is not toxic.
That's those are the conversations that are being had, like based on how you feel. But nobody's really saying masculinity and toxicity don't really go.
They don't go together.
If you're toxic, you're just toxic.
No.
And it's not, remove masculinity.
No, you can't be a loving abuser.
You know what I'm saying? Just remove, exactly.
You can't be a loving abuser.
Exactly. Just remove masculinity.
No,
just
either
say
you're
he's
loving
toxic.
or you're abusive.
He's a toxic person.
He's a toxic person.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, and he's not masculine.
He's not masculine. I'm not going to say the word. But
Yeah, he's not masculine.
But it's true.
He's not.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And here's the truth. If guys are willing to stand up and say, yo, bro, that's not, you're not being a man.
The accountable stuff.
And hold them accountable, you're not being a man.
That accountability.
And you know me, I'll pull you out, you know.
Yeah, you already know. We've had conversations. I've just called you just to be accountable sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even talking about that, but definitely that. But I'll pull a dude's coattail in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, nah, that's not it. That's not how we get down.
Yeah.
You know, you're not representing us as people. You're not representing us as black men. I'll pull you to the side in a second.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
But that's lost.
Yeah, it is.
It's lost.
No, it is lost, and I feel like we've had this come up in a different setting. You were saying how this is because of entertainment and other aspects that we have access to so much that it's become lost.
Yeah,
you know, this is the reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, it was, I think you said one time it was our music type of. Go back to the 90s, you know, hip hop had music. That was the hip hop was Toxic.
Yeah.
Most of the ones that was being streamed, mainstream.
Yeah.
Mainstream.
They took our fathers out of the household.
Yeah.
Period. For generations. My grandfather went to fight in the Korean War at 15. He lied about his age because he was a poor
Wow,
kid.
he's 15.
15.
That's crazy.
He's a poor kid. He needed money.
So he's like,
He lied about his age.
Yeah.
He went to war.
Wow.
He
Is he
came.
still alive?
Nah, he came back. Mine wasn't right. He was in that
young,
man's
15,
war.
yeah.
He was in that man's war. His mind wasn't right. He came back. Hey, you a broke kid. You don't have any opportunities. You don't have much. How you gonna be a man? Who? Guess what? They brought drugs into the community during that time period.
Yeah.
Here's your opportunity to prove yourself and be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden, you become a drug dealer. You go from a petty drug dealer to a major drug dealer.
Yeah.
Right? Later on, you around drugs enough. What do you say? You get your haircut. You be in a barbershop long enough. Soon enough, you get a haircut. Now here you are. Now you on crack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He didn't do that to himself. He didn't create those circumstances for himself. We don't own ships.
No.
Just like we don't own well, now we do. Now you will. Right? We didn't own the multimedia corporations that when our mothers were at work that these rap videos were playing, giving us the image of a male because our fathers weren't in the household, because their fathers were in jail.
Yeah.
Right? And they didn't know how to properly be fathers.
Yeah.
We didn't create these situations ourselves. So here comes toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody created that.
Somehow gets slipped into it.
It gets slipped in.
Yeah.
You divide children from their fathers, sons from their fathers. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So both are watching it. The little boy is watching, the little girl's watching it.
Yeah.
She's learning how to pop that thing and all this type of stuff, and he's learning how to hang and bang. Right?
You know, it's crazy that you say that because the father figure is very important.
Yeah.
In our community is mostly missed. You know, it's
Yeah.
not there. So me being a father, I've been father for 5 years now. My daughter's 5, but
Amazing
I
father too,
noticed that my wife is basically shipping her to be, when she, as she grows, to be the best woman that she's going to possibly be.
Yeah.
And then that my presence shapes her to be a lady, though.
Yeah.
That she will know how to act.
Yeah.
In front of other men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That she won't represent herself a certain way.
Standards.
Yes, exactly. But when that man is missing,
Yeah.
the masculine part of because I feel like a boy and a girl, I'm sorry, when both parents are not present, then if you're being risen by just your mom, then you're just getting the feminine side.
Yep.
But where's the masculine side?
Listen,
You know what I mean? You learn to be like like if I had a son,
Yeah.
my job is to shape him to be the best man
Absolutely.
he can. And then my wife is going to teach him to be the best, well respected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, like shape him to be a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be in tune with his emotion.
Yeah. And how to relate to a
being
woman.
Toxic.
Yeah. How to relate to a woman. How to
Yes.
speak to a woman.
That's what be my job.
Yeah.
My wife's responsibility.
Yeah.
And me would be make him a man. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? With character.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
And little boys, exactly. Little boys watch everything. I'll never forget.
Even little girls.
Oh, they watch everything.
Everything.
When I was probably about like 7 years old.
Yeah.
I would watch my Uncle David, and we'll talk about my Uncle David a little bit later because we were just talking about him. I would watch him do everything when I was a kid. Like, I mean, everything. I wanted to be a man like he was a man, you know. He would shave, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever because he had, I don't know if you ever heard of Barbasol. So he would just make this
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I seen it. Yeah,
and it's this white, and he would put it on his face, and he would shave, and I would stand there and
That
watch
was the
him.
coolest thing.
I was like, oh man, I want to shave.
Just
So
like
one
that.
day I went
Yeah.
to go shave. 7
That's
years old,
cool.
bro. I went upstairs because we lived upstairs. It was a duplex, so we lived in an apartment upstairs.
Yeah.
I went upstairs, and my mom had the yellow Bic razor. I grabbed that razor, and I was like, dang, I don't got no. All right, I'm looking, I saw toothpaste.
Yeah.
And when I grabbed the toothpaste, lathered the toothpaste up, put it on my face, I was like, dang, I don't got no hair. Oh,
Right.
and I looked in the mirror, my eyebrows. I wiped it on my eyebrows and I shaved off my eyebrows. My mom came in the bathroom, was like, boy, what is all this? I had no eyebrows. But
God.
that was me. Me modeling. I mean, that was me seeing what was being modeled and duplicating it. And that's how little boys, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's how you learn to be a man, is by what you see. So what's being presented before us is toxic.
Yeah. And
It's about what sells. It has nothing to do with being a man.
Nothing. Yeah.
What? Because you got to think about it. Private owned prisons.
Yeah.
Bro, this is a while ago. They started looking at private owned prisons and who they're owned by. A lot of corporations that create entertainment own.
No, that's crazy. That says a lot.
Think about it.
That says a lot.
I mean, we already know about the prison pipeline in terms of school and education levels and all those things, right?
Yeah. It's a whole nother discussion.
So you already know the I won't go into the school system. I have some major gripes with the school system. I'll put it like that. But it's a setup. It's a complete setup from start to finish. It's a setup. The thing that we call toxic masculinity is a created thing. The truth is, if you watch television and you went to school, if you're not toxic as a male, it was because somebody did a really good job of presenting other information to make sure that you weren't. You know, and I really give it to single moms. Like, if you raised a son by yourself and that son is not toxic, oh man,
Yeah.
you did an amazing job. Because
Clap it up for them.
yeah, clap it up. Because there's so much against you raising that kid.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not easy.
No, it's not. So I'll say for myself, my mom did a really good job of making sure that there were other men in my life. She did a great job of that.
Yeah.
My mom is amazing, just period. Like, my mom is tough as nails. She the toughest woman you ever meet in your life, hands down. I know other people probably champion their mom, but my mom actually got street cred, so it's different. Real life. But my mom made sure that there were different men that were at one. I got a stepfather. That's one.
Yeah.
So that if you're a single mother, marriage to a right man, it helps a gazillion %, because I don't know where I would be without my stepfather, period. But outside of that, like, when my mom saw a void that was in my life or in my space, she would fill that with a guy. She would meet somebody. Hey, my son likes computers.
Can you teach him about
Can you teach him this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was real good at that. Summer programs. My mom always made sure I was in. Summer was not a thing I did at home. Not even.
Yeah.
No, not even.
You're at camps and stuff like that.
Always. From Kenfield and Lakefield Youth and Projects. That was in the projects. From that camp to Kitty College, which is basically like a college prep for little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they, you know what I mean? It was at a school, at a college. You know what I mean? We weren't doing college work, but it was at a college.
it was like,
So now you got exposure to what a college looked like. My mom was just really good at making sure that, and my mom never had parents.
yeah.
Think about that. She's a person who didn't have parents that was parenting, and she was just smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah. She was just trying things as she moved.
She's smart, bro.
Yeah.
She's smart. You got to be smart.
I'd rather him be doing this than be doing this other stuff.
Bro.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I ain't never got in trouble in life.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But you gotta be wise.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be, when you raising boys, you gotta be wise. My mom's thing was like, she's like, life is hard, I'm gonna be harder. My mom was tough as bricks, bro. She played no games.
Yeah.
Played no games. The time that I spent with my dad, he said, "Oh man, I ain't hit you because I already knew what your mom was doing to you.
That's crazy.
I ain't have to." That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? tough. People don't whoop their kids no more. I know that's the whole crazy subject. You don't got to go there because you got kids.
Yeah.
But people don't whoop their kids no more.
That is facts.
You know what I mean? I mean, to each his own. You know what I mean? To each his own. I needed whoopings. I'm gonna put it to you like that.
Yeah.
My personality type was a certain type of personality type growing up. I'll put it to you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've hit teachers, all types of stuff. You know, certain kids need. You know.
So can we say that your stepfather was a good example of a positive version of a masculine?
100%.
And not this
100%. 100%.
Toxic stuff.
100%. Because my stepfather wasn't talk, he was action. My pops was action. Like, he lived that thing.
Yeah.
He was my word is my bond man. He was a 1940s black man, but he not from the 40s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he not from the 40s. Yeah. You know, he was born in 58.
Yeah.
You know? But he lived like a 1940s man. Like, wow. You know, up at 4, out the house by 6, back home. You know what I mean?
Just sounds like a man of character.
Real man of character.
Yeah.
Real man. Adopted.
Real men have character.
Real men. Masculine
men have crazy character and integrity.
Yeah. Period.
Say that. You know?
Yeah, I would say the mark of a man of God is character.
I mean, that's
period.
The whole Bible is character.
It's character.
God. Yeah.
If you don't got character, you don't got nothing.
Yeah.
But that's what I learned growing up is character. The thing that my pops always talking to me about is a track record. Mm-hmm. Every man got a track record. Like, and so for me, I thought that the track record was like, because the way he described it to me when I was younger was like somebody was writing down everything you did.
Yeah.
So when I figured it cut on probably about like in your teen years. Mm-hmm. So it was a point in time where I was like, you know how you about to knock somebody out? He'd be like, track record. Dang, this is going to go on my record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was this thing that I thought was a real thing because I used to be a fighter. So it was a point in time where I started letting like fades go. That's hard to do, especially for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jesus. Letting go of a fight. I like to fight. You know what I mean? Letting go of a fight. Oh my God.
This is the old Brian Freeman, by the way.
I don't like to fight anymore. I just fight the enemy now. But you gotta let that go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That man saved my life. I'll probably be dead.
That's wild.
I'll never forget. My parents, they had just got married and I got in a fight. And I won't even go into what happened to that guy and how badly he was hospitalized. But I came home from school.
Yeah.
And it was the first time he has heard about me getting in a fight. I love the way he responded to this. He said, "All right, Mike Tyson."
Oh,
all right, Mike Tyson. That was his response to that. Yeah. That joint sticks in my mind. And you know what I felt in that moment? Disappointment.
Yeah.
I felt disappointment. And I remember that day, I never wanted to disappoint him. Not saying I never got any more fights or got any more
trouble. But I get what you're saying. Like, you didn't want to disappoint him.
There was this thing. Because disappointing my mom was different. Mm-hmm. I was going to get whoopings anyway. This is good. This is
and I think
part
that's
of life.
You saying that, I think that's kind of like the father figure shows in a relationship with the kid. Like, I noticed my daughter gets emotional. Mm-hmm. And she might do something because I can feel she feels disappointed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. She'll go into the room and just start crying. I'll have to go in there and say, "Hey, no matter what you do, I still love you. Mm-hmm. It's just you gotta be careful when you do this, this. So say something like this, but she will feel like." If I don't, like you said, I don't whip her or anything, but I will talk to her.
Yeah.
But you can see the disappointment in her. It's like, oh, I let my daddy down.
Now watch this. Yeah. That's gonna play into her relationship with God. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna tell you what the whoopings do. The whoopings help you to understand cause and effect. If I do this, then this happens. No one wants a whooping.
Yeah.
Right? But the disappointment is what puts the fear of God in you. And I mean, when I say the fear of God, I mean like the reverence for God. I revere my pops.
Yeah.
So to this day, I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to disappoint him. And everything I do, I'm constantly, this is for my pops and my dad, for my biological father. So I am constantly trying to not just make him proud, I'm trying to make him proud, but not trying to prove myself.
Yeah.
But trying to make him proud as far as, man, what I did, what I placed in him, what I put in him, it's working, it's benefiting, it's being fruitful.
Yeah.
Right? Like the last thing I want is for all the work that was put into me, for that to be foul, for that to go bad. That for me, that would disappoint.
Yeah.
Right. So the same way that I am with my pops and with my father is the same way that I am with my father God. The same exact way. It literally moves the same way. I hate disappointing God. I hate.
And that's what we're doing in this podcast.
Yeah. I hate that. Now let's go into toxic masculinity.
Yes, please.
If God made me to be
Let's go
masculine,
into toxic. You mean?
yeah, I'm gonna talk. No. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go into toxic. That's good.
Toxic
All right,
masculinity
let's
is
go
not-
into what toxic looks like,
Yeah.
and let's go into what masculinity looks like.
Yeah.
To be masculine means that God has given me an assignment. When you are assigned male, right? Because God is the one who assigns
Yeah.
sex. When God made you a male, He made you.
That was good. God assigns sex.
And His words won't fall to the ground.
Started on that
His
one.
words
Oh
won't fall.
my
His
God.
words won't fall to the ground. When God gave you the assignment, the mission to be a man,
Yeah.
He incorporated in that mission responsibilities. Right?
Yeah.
Just look at the word. For Adam, be fruitful and multiply. Right? Assignment. Right? Source, to be a source, right? Father is source, right? So you're establishing, you're put here to be these things. Anything outside of that is toxic.
That's good.
Anything outside of that is sin.
That is good.
So when I'm walking outside of my call, my reason, my being, I disappoint God. And I don't want to disappoint God. Not saying I haven't, because I have.
No, there's moments,
and
of course.
the things that were put in me all right, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Right? That right there,
Yeah.
that feeling disappointment, that thing, right, that was placed in me by my father, right, that was put in me, carry into my relationship with God. Then when I got closer to God, man, I don't want anything to separate me from the love of God. I don't want anything to get in between me and my relationship with Him. Okay, God, why am I here?
Yeah.
What's my why? And my why directs me, right? My why teaches me how to talk to my wife, right? My why teaches me how to interact with my brothers, how to put others before myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's masculine. That's what masculine is.
No, that's good, Brian. That's really good. So one last question before we wrap up. So this toxic thing, what would be good ways for a man to be able to, if he does have some toxic things within himself, what can they do to like heal from that? Because they gotta have some type of healing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Number one is that self-awareness or that soul awareness, like knowing where you are. I would think in order to know where you are, first you need to put yourself in an environment that's so different from that.
Yes.
Right.
The environment thing is very important.
Right. Because I think a lot of times the reason why we don't know where we are is like our homogenous nature, like everything being the same. Right. So if we both roll together and let's say we don't do this, but let's say if we both cheated on our wives and our other 3 guys, friends cheated on our wives, it's homogenous. Everybody thinks the same.
Yeah.
So there's nothing there combating that thought process. The other day I was out with some people and we were at a table and this woman, I got eyes, I can see stuff too.
Yeah.
Right. But this woman got up and she clearly had, right? That thing, right?
Yeah.
And was walking past and I did one of these. I dropped my eyes, I dropped my gaze at my plate. right? So I'm not looking at that, right? And the guy who was sitting in front of us was a much older man, was not much older, but he was older. He probably 10 years older than me, right? And he's the man of the table, right? I just met the guy, and I watched him do this. And he said, well, you know, because he know we was all looking at him. He said, you know, my wife said, as long as, you know, I don't take the food home, you know, as long as I don't eat the food, I can this, that, and other.
Yeah.
And he could tell that my face was like, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
And he said something to me, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not how I do. That's not how I move. You know what I mean? I said, for me, it's almost like chewing steak.
Yeah.
At some point, you go eat that steak.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Now, guess what? I guarantee you, he thought that every guy at that table was homogenous. He thought we thought like him. That's why he was bold enough to say what he said. He said it like it was cute, too. Well, bro,
so
nah.
that's
Bro,
what he thought,
you sitting here with some men with standards, bro.
Yeah.
To me, that's cheating. To me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? Especially the way he was looking. It's one thing to see it for a second and be like, acknowledgement,
right, exactly.
move on. But it's another thing
when you
he was cutting the steak up.
And still,
bro,
that's crazy.
Full digestion. You feel what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Well, that starts somewhere. Right? And if that, as a man, if that's the world you're in, we've all been there. I've been there. I was a whore. I would put it to you like that, straight up. Right? I had to change my diet. I had to change my diet. I had to change my diet, and I had to change my circle. When those things change, you change.
Yeah.
You are what you eat.
Yeah. I have a great friend of mine who's always said, hey, the people you surround yourself with are who you're going to become.
Yeah.
Basically. And that has really stuck with me for a long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and
I appreciate him a lot for saying that.
You're going to have weekdays. I have weekdays.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, right now, it's back on my phone. But for like days, Instagram had to be off my phone. I was like, oh no, this is just getting out of control. This feed is crazy right now.
Yeah.
So I had to take Instagram off my phone. I got flesh just like any other man.
Yeah.
And I even talked to my wife about it. I'm like, yeah, boo, this crazy out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know? But the biggest thing is I have men. I got brothers. I could be like, yo, bro, this ain't the week for me, man. I got it. Nah. I had that conversation about 4 times this week already.
That's funny.
With guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
so what you're saying is the accountability,
awareness, honesty with yourself,
yeah.
You know, also like what you're feeding yourself. Once, like I said, this phone is crazy. But if I'm constantly cheeks, like and I'm constantly doing this, you know how hard it is gonna be when you in public to not be looking at cheeks. It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
Because you've already trained yourself. A lot of it is trained, especially if you grew up watching porn. Oh, you're trained for that. Your brain doesn't seeing porn on television as different than porn as seeing something in person. Your brain doesn't decipher. You know, it sees it as the same. So that plays into your relationships with women. Oh, porn completely played into my relationships with women when I was dating back in the day. Oh my God. I had to call so many women and apologize. It might be a woman watching this right now that I apologize to from college. You know what I mean? And more than likely, it probably will be, actually, to be real with you, because they do watch my stuff and they click my stuff. So I see it. You know what I mean? But I had to be transformed. Like, my mind had to be completely renewed because it was disgusting. It was nasty out here, bro. And if you're not honest with yourself,
then you're not going to heal from that.
You're not going to heal from it.
That's crazy. No, that's good, man.
And that now reflects in how you treat women.
Yeah.
Because if what porn and all this crazy Instagram and all this stuff does, it makes you look at women as objects. Mm-hmm. You don't see them as people. You don't see them as sentient beings with emotions and hearts and mothers and aunts and, you get what I mean?
Sisters and
you don't see it. You don't see it.
Like,
and this is why the Bible says to treat women as your sisters. Mm-hmm. You know?
No, that's true. But man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you doing this with me. I really do.
Most definitely.
Tune
I'm
in for
proud
the
of you
next
too, bro.
one. Oh, thank you, man. You know, I'm getting out of my shell.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is real
getting out
good.
of
This
my
is
shell.
this is going to be beneficial, not only for yourself but for others.
That was the goal. If I can reach one person, I feel like I'm doing good. You know.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Most
for that.
definitely, man.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Tune in for the next one. See ya.